Yeah, this is case number 460 on the calendar in the matter of Thompson versus Webb. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Thompson, Mr. Webb used to be your boyfriend. And
Correct.
He also is the father of a child that you have, a boy.
Correct.
According to your complaint, while you were living together, Mr. Webb filed false domestic violence charges against you, causing you to be taken into custody. While you were in custody, it is your claim that he took property that belonged to you from the house, which was your house.
Correct.
And in addition, he committed himself to paying for one half of your son's daycare.
Correct.
Which he has not done.
Correct.
Mr. Webb says that he rightfully filed an application for a protective order because you attacked him, that he took nothing from the apartment that was not his, and in addition, he says that you made the home environment unsafe, causing him to move, and he wants moving expenses, right?
Correct.
All right, Ms. Thompson, how old is your child?
He's 3 years old.
And when did you and Mr. Webb move into this house together?
About a year and a half ago.
Was it your house?
Yes, it is.
Is it a house, an apartment, a rental? What is it?
It's a rental.
How long have you lived there?
It's been 2 years in November.
So he moved in with you?
Mm-hmm.
After the baby was born?
Yes.
And your name is the only name on the lease?
Correct.
Tell me about the allegations of domestic violence. When did he file those charges?
On November 3rd.
Of 2004?
Correct.
Tell me about the incident that sparked that.
Okay. On November 3rd, I had just came back from school, and I was laying down in the bed, and he came home because we had been arguing a couple of days before the 3rd, and I had told him before the 3rd that, you know, we're not getting along, we need to go our separate ways and make some type of arrangements with our son, Derek. Well, on November 3rd, while I was laying down and he came home, he was like, do you still want us to go our separate ways? And I said, yeah. He goes, well, you're going to be out the house before I am. And I said, no, what are you talking about? He's like, you're going to be out the house before I am. I said, oh, you must have went down and filed a restraining order against me. He didn't say anything.
What would make you think that?
Because we had been arguing all since the end of October.
Well, arguing and restraining
Arguing and fighting.
What do you mean fighting? You mean physically fighting?
Physically fighting.
Okay, that's different. Arguing and physically fighting are two different things.
Correct.
Where I grew up, right?
Right.
Where you grew up too?
Right.
You're arguing, you have an argument. You say, no, that's the wrong thing to do. That's an argument. Fighting is using your hands, weapons.
Correct.
Something else. So you were physically fighting.
Correct.
Who was fighting with whom?
He was fighting with me.
Is that right?
Nope.
Okay, so
Okay, so what? Well, I'm asking you a question. Did you put your hands on him?
No, I've never put my hands on him.
Well, when you say physically fighting, explain the physical part of the fighting that was taking place.
Well, in the bathroom, there was an incident in the bathroom where he took my car keys, wouldn't allow me to take our son to the daycare. He had came home early that morning wanting to take our son to the daycare. At first I said fine, but then he started disrespecting me in front of my son, so I said, no, you're not taking our son to the daycare. So then he took my car keys and went upstairs. While he was going upstairs, he went inside the bathroom. I went to try to get my car keys from him, and he put his arm up against my neck, wouldn't allow me to.
How did you try to get your car keys from him?
Try to snatch him out of his hands.
So you were grabbing and touching him to try to get your keys.
Correct.
And he wouldn't give them to you.
Right.
So who put their hands on who first?
He put his hands on me.
No. You put your hands on him first.
Well, I grabbed the keys, I mean.
How do you grab the keys from somebody? I don't understand that. The keys are in his hand.
Right.
And what do?
I went forward, reached for the keys. He jerked back, and I said, give me my keys. Went for the keys again. He jerked back, and he's like, you're not taking Derek nowhere. And I said, yes, I am, too. I'm taking him to the daycare, and I'm going to work. And then that's when he pushed me up against the bathroom door.
What happened on November 3rd, Mr. Webb?
On November or before November? Well,
when you filed the restraining order, when was that?
November 3rd.
Can I see what you said in the restraining order, please? Okay, this is what you say. You say on November 2nd, which was the date of the abuse, sir, according to you, she did something to you at your house. I want you to tell me what it is that she did.
Okay, the reason why we were fighting is because I found her prescription for Valtrex.
Your Honor, that is not even relevant.
I found her prescription.
That is not why we were fighting.
Listen to me, don't interrupt him. You explain to me your version of why you were fighting.
Okay, that's fine.
He didn't interrupt.
I'm sorry.
You filed this case and you said he made false allegations against you and you want to be compensated for that.
Correct.
So I have to make a determination. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Go.
Okay, I found a prescription bottle for Valtrex, and I didn't know what it was. I looked it up on the internet and found out that Valtrex is for herpes. So I found out, I assumed that from the prescription of what it was for, that she had herpes. And
Which she gave to me.
And this I didn't know nothing about.
Okay.
Okay.
So I confronted her with it, and that would cause the arguments and the fights.
Ms. Thompson, I don't know whether I would have added this to my complaint, these allegations, because this
He's
is
lying.
Well, this is his version of what you were fighting about.
Right,
Well, I
that's
have
not
proof.
what we were fighting about.
I have proof.
No, it's not. That's not what we were fighting about. We were fighting because of domestic violence abuse. That's what we were fighting about.
Well, that starts off with something, you know.
That's because he was out going around sleeping around. It wasn't me sleeping around. It was him that was sleeping around.
Well, that's possible, you see. That's possible, but domestic violence starts from an argument over something.
Correct.
So I would not have broached this issue and put it in a complaint if I were in your position, because there were certain things that are embarrassing, and quite rightfully you don't want them aired. But you brought this case.
That's right.
All right, totally up to you. If you want to withdraw that part of your complaint and just proceed with the stuff that you say you took, I'll be more than happy to drop this part of your complaint and we can move forward. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
No, I don't want to drop that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Let me tell you something, sir. You knew the drill.
Yes, that's
right. I got it, sir.
But
I
look.
got the whole thing.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kalita Thompson says the father of her child, Demetrius Webb, made false complaints to the police in order to get a temporary restraining order. Demetrius claims he was in fear for his life.
Okay, now I know what you were arguing about, sir.
Yes.
I just want you to tell me what you alleged she did to you on November 2nd, that you swore to the judge she did on November 2nd, which allowed the judge to issue a temporary restraining order.
Okay, well, she threatened to wreck my car.
That's not true.
I don't want... Go ahead.
She threatened to wreck my car, and while I was holding my son, she threw things at me. She threw glasses, a can of beer.
Listen to me, sir. You got to be very, very careful what you tell me. Because according to what I read, that didn't happen on the 2nd of November. That, according to you, happened in October.
No, that was one incident. There were several.
I asked you what happened on November 2nd.
The 2nd of November, she also threw things at me, and she attempted to snatch my son out of my arms.
You say she punched me in the face. You
Yes,
forgot that?
and I'm getting to that.
Well, get there, sir.
She punched me in the face while I was holding my son.
And she scratched you?
Yes.
According to you. All right. Did you have a trial on this protective order?
No, we didn't have a trial.
What happened with it?
He motioned for it to be dismissed.
Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Why?
Because I was out of the home and I was no longer in danger. So there was no need to continue to restrain an order because I wanted her to see her son.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Webb. According to what I read here, and by the way, there's nothing contained in this police write-up about you being punched in the face or scratched. But according to what I read, you went and filed the restraining order the day before she was arrested, correct?
Yes.
So that when you went home on November 3rd, you knew that you had already filed for a restraining order.
Yes.
So the day before, you went in to file for a protective order saying, I'm in imminent danger. That's what you said.
Yes.
And what I don't understand, Mr. Webb, is then you went home. You see, if I went to file for a protective order and I was in imminent danger from somebody, I wouldn't go home to where I knew they were living. Why did you go home on the 3rd?
Okay, because they told me they were going to serve her at work, and she came home early that day. I went home. I was going to get some belongings and leave before she got home. She was home unusually early that day.
And when did you discover she was at home?
When I got there.
Was her car there?
Yes.
Well, if her car was outside, sir, then you knew she was home.
Yes.
Then what did you go inside for?
I went inside to get some belongings.
Well, Mr. Webb, what I'm saying to you, sir, is if I were afraid for my life and my safety, I would say, I'm going to wait until they serve this lady. I'm not going to go inside. She came home early. Maybe she got a headache. I'm not going to go inside to where she's at now because I'm afraid. If I were really afraid, if it wasn't a ploy to get a little one-upmanship. Now, let me understand something. After she was arrested, how long did you stay in jail?
Not in jail. I was restrained from my house for 7 days.
So you were out of the house for 7 days.
Correct.
Where was your son?
I had my 2 oldest sons with me, and the youngest one was with him because he said that I would put my youngest son in danger or had some anger management problem.
Okay. And then you went into court, sir, and you withdrew the protective order after 7 days. Is that right?
Yes.
You mean in 7 days you got back together, you discussed things nicely with each other?
No, because the danger was in the home. I wasn't in the home anymore. I was moved out.
So this protective order that you filed, sir, the purpose of it was to allow you to peaceably move out of your home. Is that what you're telling me?
No, the purpose of it was allow me to move out of my home without being attacked.
No, the purpose
Just a second. I said to move out of your home peacefully.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Well, then you were abusing the system, sir.
No, I wasn't.
No, because that's not what you wrote here. It's not what you told the judge. If you had said in your moving papers, listen, we've been fighting. I just want to be able to get my things and move out of the house without any problem, judge would have said, fine. I will give you an order that says that you, in the company of a police officer, may go home, remove your personal property, and leave. That's not what you said here. You said you were in danger, your son was in danger.
In the time when I got the restraining order, I wasn't even planning on moving.
Let me tell you something, sir. When you get a restraining order, common sense dictates that if you are in fear for your safety and well-being, you don't file for a protective order on November 2nd, go home on November 2nd, go home on November 3rd, and then 7 days later withdraw the application once you've moved out. I know exactly what you did.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kalita Thompson says the father of her child, Demetrius Webb, owes for making false complaints to the police. Kalita claims he did so in order to obtain a restraining order.
Now, has anybody ever filed for a protective order against you?
Yes.
And who was that?
My ex-wife.
In what year?
In 1990, like 99.
And what happened with that protective order? Was she granted an order of protection or was it dismissed?
Dismissed.
During the time that the protective order was in place, did you have to stay away from your ex-wife?
Yes.
Did you have children together?
No.
Did you have property in the house?
Yes.
Were you allowed to get the property right away or after the protective order was vacated?
After it was served.
After it was served. So you knew the drill.
Yes, that's
right.
That's why
Mr. Webb,
Exactly.
I got it, sir.
But
I got the whole thing.
I said I was expecting her. They were going to serve her at work, and she came home unused. She
He
came
knew that
home
I
Just a
had-
second. Are you telling me, sir, that she had some sort of an epiphany and she knew that something was going to happen, so she came home from work early?
I don't know.
Well,
But
I don't know either. All I know is that you filed for this protective order and you had no right to do it. You didn't file it because you were in imminent fear of your life. You filed it because you wanted an
That's
opportunity
not
to get
true.
your
I filed
property
it
out of the
'cause she
house.
attacked me.
Exactly.
I filed it because she
Baloney.
attacked me.
That's a
Don't. Baloney. Now, what personal property do you claim he took that's yours? Don't give me a laundry list. I'm not interested.
He took my clothes, shoes, computer, kitchen items.
I'm not interested in kitchen items.
Well,
I'm not interested
mainly
in...
my clothes and my shoes and my computer.
What would he do with your clothes and your shoes?
Ask him that. I mean, he took even my dirty clothes, underwears and bras, and left only one shoe for each pair.
Let's go. Let's go.
No, I did not take. While she was ordered, I did not take her clothes.
What'd you take?
What? I took my belongings.
No, you didn't.
Listen, Miss Thompson, if you interrupt again, I'm going to dismiss your claim. Do you understand?
Yes, I'm sorry.
I took my belongings, okay? I took all the furniture in the home, which belonged to me, that I purchased.
What about her computer? Did you take a computer?
Yeah, I took the computer, which was our computer.
Okay. Who purchased the computer?
I purchased the
Be
computer.
careful of what you say to me, because you know I go into it. When you say who bought it, who paid for it?
I did.
Show me.
I don't have, she took all the papers.
Show me.
Right
She
here.
took all the receipts and
Can I see
everything.
it?
I had this computer ever since I've been going to school. I graduated in June. From the beginning, I started school because all my classes are online.
That doesn't mean
That
she
just shows
purchased it.
proof.
Well, let me see the bill for it.
That's all they gave me was that printout.
Payment history by rental. Is this a...
I rented it from Rent-A-Center, and I was making payments through Rent-A-Center.
Okay, got it. Yeah, it's our computer.
Oh,
No question. It's our computer. Okay. Now, all right, let's leave that for a minute. Let's go to money owed for daycare expenses.
Right.
When do you say he agreed to pay for half of your son's daycare?
I believe it was like November of '04.
And where were you when he agreed to pay for half?
We were at the house.
Before or after this altercation on the 2nd or 3rd of November?
It was before.
So it had to be November 1st. Mm-hmm. Well, tell me where you were both sitting when you had this discussion that he was going to pay for half of the daycare.
In the living room on the couch.
Okay, and tell me about the conversation.
We just made a verbal agreement that he would pay for half of the child care.
Now, when did you make arrangements to go to family court with regard to support for your son?
After November 10th, after he placed the order against me regarding the restraining order.
All right, this is why, Ms. Thompson, that when you lie, it's a bad thing. Very bad thing. Because I'm going to read to you from your complaint that you swore to. You said, Demetrius and I had a verbal agreement that he would pay for half of our son's daycare until everything was resolved in the family court. Now, on November 1st, when you allegedly had this discussion sitting calmly on the couch in your house, you had no family court appointment. You didn't make a family court appointment until you started out with the criminal court with regard to the protective order.
Right.
Right. So you couldn't have had the discussion with him on November 1st.
He had been.
Baloney.
Oh,
Baloney.
God. Okay.
I don't like when you lie. So, you don't get moving expenses, sir. You moved out? Good for you. You weren't getting along? That's the way it goes. I think that what you did was the wrong thing, even though she lied to me, and I usually don't like that, and I would not reward her. But I think that what you did to her by filing this protective order was nothing more than vicious and vindictive. You could have handled it in a much more civilized way by saying, I'm moving out, and you could have moved out your things very easily while she was at work. And you don't have to have her, mother of your child, in a situation where she has a criminal record, where she's taken into custody, where she's served with a protective order, where she's prevented from going to her own home. You did the wrong thing, and that's going to cost you $2,500. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. This is case number 580 on the calendar in the matter of Otterstetter versus Burke. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
He used to be your boyfriend.
Correct.
And well over a year ago, you claim a loan to him to bail him out of jail and for an attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
After he didn't pay you back for the loan, you decided to move into an apartment with him and signed a lease. You were there for several months. According to you, he assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
He was put out of the house. Don't laugh.
I didn't assault her. She assaulted me.
Don't laugh. Anyway, he was put out of the house, and you want him to pay his half of the rent for the entire lease.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Burke says that you put a restraining order on him. He was not permitted to go back to the house, so he's not going to pay for an apartment that he can't live in. And with regard to the bail was a gift because she wanted him out of jail. And the attorney's fees, he really paid for because you deposited all his money into a joint checking account, and he gave you his salary and put it in a joint checking account, so...
Not joint, just hers.
Hers. You gave her money. From your job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you sign this lease?
Which one?
The one that we are talking about, where you were evicted.
Okay.
And don't be glib with
It
me.
was in...
I don't like it.
September.
September of what
End
year?
of October 2004.
When did you move in?
It was like October 25th. Maybe sooner, like a week earlier.
When did you move in?
I have the lease right here, Your Honor. It's dated 8/26/04.
When were you put out of the apartment?
October 19th.
Did you pay September's rent, your half?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
No, ma'am, it's not.
How did you pay September's rent?
I put all my checks into her account.
For how long?
February all the way up to about September, the end of September.
Yeah.
I also finished
just a
the
second.
job.
Your Honor, that's a complete lie, and I brought all my bank account statements with me. So if he has dollar amounts and dates, we can look on my bank statements and see if there were checks deposited.
Deposits.
Well,
It would be around the 15th and the 1st of every month.
how much did you give him?
Amounts.
Shh, don't speak to him.
Amounts.
I'm
Well,
gonna
look
give
on
you
the
one,
15th and the 1st.
two, and then I'm going to say goodbye to both of you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you give her on the 1st and the 15th, sir, when you got a check?
About $400 on the 1st, and then be another $400 on the 15th.
Let me see your bank statement. What's this U.S. Treasury?
I am an employee of the government.
National Guard.
Bed Bath & Beyond payroll.
I was also employed there.
Who did you work for, sir?
Ray Hall Construction. It would be Payroll Plus that the checks were from.
I don't see any of that so far.
They should be in there.
Well, I don't see any.
Not there.
I don't see any
It's
in
not there
here.
because you didn't deposit money in my account.
I did.
Opti Brand?
I worked for them as well, Your Honor. I had 3 jobs.
I mean, I have a whole lot of deposits here, sir, but nothing.
And any of them unknown?
No.
Just
No. $30, $40, nothing. No $400, sir.
any big amounts in June?
Now we're going all the way to June. You said since February. I mean, I'm looking.
Well, yeah, go back to June and see if there's any big amounts, about $1,000.
No, sir, I see a couple of small deposits. Listen to me. $40 or $80.
Well, it's kind of funny because she got a $1,600 check that disappeared now.
Nothing in June.
There's no $1,600
There should be
check.
because
Mr.
our
Burke,
old landlord
Mr.
paid
Burke,
us.
Mr. Burke, I'm talking about your money. And
I know,
we're
and my
talking
money
about,
got
and
put
all we're
into her
talking
account.
about is September. First, we're talking about September. You said you paid it.
September, yes, ma'am. But how am I supposed to prove if I ain't got no papers because they're still at my house where I can't go back to?
I don't know, sir.
Yeah, that's not
why
true
am I?
either.
That is true.
How much is his share of the rent?
It would be $297.50 per month.
And he paid September.
No, ma'am, he did not.
He paid August.
No, ma'am, he did
didn't
not.
pay it all since you moved in.
No, ma'am, not
Is
a
that
dime.
right?
He did pay. I will give him this. He did pay his half of the deposit, which was $250. That's all he paid.
Are you still living there?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I couldn't get out of the lease.
Okay, this is what I've done. He was there until October 19th. He should have paid both September and October's rent. And from that, I have deducted the $250 deposit, because the deposit you're going to get back yourself when he leaves. And
Actually, ma'am, I'm probably not going to get that deposit back with all the holes that he put in our walls.
Well,
and I have pictures to prove the holes that he put in our walls. So, no, I'm not going to get that money back.
I didn't
Your
know
Honor.
you
well,
didn't put the holes in the
I don't
wall
know
after I
that.
left.
I don't know that, and I suggest that you get a little putty and putty up the walls. That's $345. You do not get the full amount of the lease.
I'm held responsible for the lease. Why is he not?
No, both of you are.
So why does he not have to pay his half?
Both
It's not
of
my
you
fault.
are.
He thought it was okay to throw
You
me
said it
around.
was okay for me to
and I
move
got a
out.
restraining order. That's not my fault. Why am I being held responsible for this and he's not?
Kristen, listen to me very carefully. Right now, what he owes you for are September and October's rent. Should the landlord not let you out of your lease and decide to sue you, both of you, then you have a cause of action against him for your damages. But to give you that money now is premature, because A, it's possible that you can get a roommate to cover some of the months.
And I have
B, it's possible that the landlord will let you out of the lease. But right now, if I awarded you the money for the lease, what I'm saying is you can live there alone. You've put him out. There was a restraining order. He was told not to come back to the house. Nobody told him to be involved in bad behavior. But you had some clue before that he had a problem.
And there's nothing I could do.
Yes, you didn't have to sign an 11-month lease with him.
And he didn't
If
get
you
violent
have-
until
if you're
after we signed that
If
lease.
you're 22 years old, and when you're 21 years old, you have to front him $500 for bail money, and for a lawyer, you exercise better judgment, and you don't enter into a lease with somebody like that. That's what you do. Now tell me about this case that you had where you needed to be bailed out of jail, sir.
We had been dating for like a month and a half, and then I had gotten a DUI.
How many DUIs have you had? Look at my eyes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Kiss up to God and say thank you for opening my eyes to the fact that this man is a loser.
I'm a loser, huh?
Big time loser.
And later today,
Me and Mariel dated for a while.
I'm not your therapist, and this is not Montel. Take your hands off your hips, sir. Only attitude here is mine.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kristen Otterstetter says ex-boyfriend Jared Burke owes for bail, attorney fees, and rent. Kristen says Jared was arrested for a DUI.
Go ahead.
I've been pulled over for 3, but I got 1. She paid the $500 to get me out. She won.
You got pulled over, and when you got pulled over, you were taken to the precinct.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you do when you got to the precinct?
I had contacted Kristen. I had contacted my sister.
You called her?
I had contacted my sister to let them know that I was in jail.
And what did Kristen say to you?
Kristen said she wanted to help me out.
And what did you say?
I said she could, but I was going to get out anyways.
And you were working at the time in construction?
No, ma'am.
What were you doing?
I had just got laid off. I was working at a car dealership.
Why didn't you give her back the $500
I gave
bail?
her money because the terms that we had was that I just lived with her. I had a place to live with my brother, but the terms was if she got me out, she wanted me to live with her.
You must be some prize.
I guess.
Must be one of those hidden things that you don't see. You know, like a frog. Maybe somebody kisses you, turn into a prince, but I don't see it, quite frankly, with my naked eye. So you're telling me that she said, this lady who works 3 jobs, said, I'm going to pay you the $500, and all I want in return is I want you to come and live with me.
Yes, ma'am. Why'd I move in with her then? When I had a place I could go to.
Everybody has a place, sir.
Yes, everybody does have a place, but why'd I have to move in with her?
Maybe she's a good cook.
Maybe.
Kristen.
Yes, ma'am.
You're 22 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to figuratively lean over and kiss the ground and kiss up to God and say, thank you, thank you, thank you for opening my eyes before I did anything stupid like having a child with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Like marrying him, like buying a house with him. Thank you for opening my eyes to the fact that this man is a loser.
I'm a loser, huh?
He is.
And
Big
I'm
time!
You got hit by a car?
Big time! Loser.
You
Who owes
think
her
I'm
300,
thinking
who owes her
a goody-goody?
$345. Close your mouth.
Well, she's the one who hit me by a car.
Close your mouth. $345 for the rent, $500 for the bail. How much for the lawyer?
$1,000, Your Honor.
Show me $1,000 for the lawyer.
It's a check that I wrote.
What happened with his DUI case?
Yeah, and that's the reason that I did have to stay, is because I will admit I was stupid and I signed his bail, and therefore I had to keep track of him. Otherwise, the courts would have come after me for $5,000.
Don't tell me that that's the reason, Kristen, because I don't believe it. Not for a second. Are you telling me you let him move in with you so that you could keep track of him?
No.
Were you keeping track of him at night too?
No.
Huh?
I offered him a place to stay because he said he could stay with his little brother, but his little brother kicked him out.
Kristen, listen to me very carefully, sweetheart. I don't even think your mother's buying that. For some strange reason, I hope you just had a lapse in judgment.
Yes, I did.
You seem like a hard-working girl who's got everything in order. I'm very impressed with what you've done with your life so far as your work history is concerned. Don't pick on losers. You're a terrific gal. Pick on a winner.
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the bail, $500, $1,000 for the lawyer, and $345 for his rent. 2 months. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just figured, you know, if somebody could help give him a fresh start, he may be able to change his life, and obviously he can't.
She had beaten me up and hit me with a truck, and I got in trouble for arguing with her, and that's why I got arrested.
He just got really angry, threw me around, threw a knife across the room, wouldn't let me out of the house.
I attacked myself with a knife.
I was trying to go out with my friends that night.
She had an abortion, and I just kind of thought my life, you know, was done. I couldn't stand it. You know, I lost everything I wanted.
Like she said, I need to stay away from guys like him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Maya versus Magana, step forward, please.
20-year-old administrative assistant Mariel Meyer is suing her ex-boyfriend, 24-year-old construction worker Luis Magana, for unpaid credit card charges. Luis says Mariel gave him the card to use as he pleased.
Ms. Meyer, I assume this is your twin sister over here that you brought to court.
Yeah.
And I assume you brought her so that she could tell me what a lousy character Mr. Magana?
Magana.
Mr. Magana is. Because she used to date him.
Yeah.
When she got finished with him because she found out that he was a person of, according to her, poor character, you decided not to believe her and you started to date him.
Yep.
In addition to starting to date him, you got a credit card and decided it would be nice to give him another card. And he's supposed to pay whatever he spent on that card. And he took the card and spent some money, paid you some for the bill, and then you broke up and you claim he still owes you some money. And Mr. Magana says what?
Me and Mariel.
First, I want you to stand up on your own 2 feet.
All right. Me and Mariel dated for a while.
Listen to me. I'm not your therapist. And this is not Montel. So I don't care about you dating. I already said you were dating. Take your hands off your hips, sir. Only attitude here is mine.
I feel I don't owe her that money because, first of all, I never asked for her to give me a card. She gave me the card.
Okay, so that's the first thing. You never asked her for the card?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let's have it all at one time because I'm really interested in all of your defenses. I want to hear them all. First, you never asked her for the card, but she gave it to you anyway.
No, I did not.
Next.
She said that she got the card because she wanted to build up her credit and that I could make some charges on it.
So she gave it to you so that you could make charges on it so she could build up her credit?
Yeah, making payments back on the credit card and whatnot.
And that you were going to make payments on it?
Yeah. The agreement that we made was that I was going to give her some money. This was after the fact that we had broken up and she discontinued the card for me. It was never an agreement that I was going to pay whatever things were charged on there.
Can I say something?
No.
These things were charged.
He's doing miserably enough on his own. Why don't you just let him finish?
These are things that were charged when we'd go out partying, clubbing, and whatnot. Things that were charged so I wouldn't look like a cheapskate or whatever when we'd go out with friends and whatnot.
So you wouldn't look like a freeloader?
I guess you can say that.
Why didn't you pay cash?
Just saw it easier to pay with the card.
Well, she could have used her card. I mean, you each had a card, right?
That's correct.
Why did you use yours?
Like I said, when we were with our friends, I mean, being the guy, it looks better. The guy paying for things, so I just whip out the card that I had and put the charges on
Well,
there.
so what you're telling me, sir, is that you really were committing a fraud. You were saying to the other people that you were with, listen, I'm the guy, and I'm taking care of the meal or the club, but in actuality, what you were thinking was, I'm not going to pay for this. Is that what I'm understanding? I'm trying to understand you, Mr. Magana. Because the first reason that you gave me that you're not responsible is because you never asked for the card.
Correct.
Okay. And so let me respond to that first. If you didn't ask for it, and if you didn't want it, what could you have said, Mr. Magana?
I could have said no, but...
That's right. You could have said no. I don't need the credit card. I don't want a credit card. I like to pay in...
cash.
Because if I don't have the...
money.
I don't want to spend...
the money.
Right. Look how smart he is. And we've never met. He can finish my sentences. Second thing that you said to me was when you would go out together because you didn't want to look like a freeloader, and it's because in your mind and in your friend's mind, it's the man's responsibility to pay for the entertainment, right?
Correct.
You whipped out the card instead of paying cash because you wanted to feel good.
That's right.
There's a price for that. You want to feel good, you got to do the right thing. You understand, Mr. Magana?
I understand.
There are no
now.
free rides here, sir. If you want to look like a freeloader, she'll take out her own card. Then you'll look like a deadbeat freeloader in front of your friends. You want to look like a big shot? Pay the tab. You got it. How much does he owe you?
$486.50.
That's what you owe her. Did she tell you that that's what you owed?
Yes, she did.
And what did you tell her?
Well, I didn't feel I owed the money.
Now you recognize that you do. Is that right, sir?
Well, I didn't feel I owed the money because...
No, I understand that that's the way you used to feel. I'm sort of hoping that after you and I have explored each other a little bit, sir, you've come to terms with the fact that you do owe her the money.
Not necessarily. When she gave me the card, I took that as her giving me a gift. And I don't feel gifts are...
Are you trying to tell me I've just wasted my breath on you for the last 10 minutes, Mr. Magana?
No.
So that you understand that you owe her the money.
All right, correct.
$486.50, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 575 on the calendar, the matter of Connor Hardy versus Manley. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
According to your complaint, Mr. Hardy, there came a time several months ago when your girlfriend discovered that her car had been hit. Nobody left any information as to the perpetrator of that hit and run, but you went on a sleuthing expedition in your neighborhood, and you came up with the defendant's car, and you found that there was damage to her car, same location, same color paint as happened to be on your car. When confronted, the defendant first acknowledged, then denied that someone else, I think you, were driving the car, but that wasn't their responsibility because although their car had been in an accident, you hit a
metal garbage can.
A metal garbage can, not her car. Later, which is the second part of your complaint, you claimed that while acting very innocently, the defendant ran over you while you were on your bicycle, causing you medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, etc., etc. So you want the damage to your car, you want all the aggravation medical bills as a result of being hit by the defendant with her car. When was your car hit?
December 23rd, I walked out of the house and noticed that my car had been sideswiped on the front swale.
You have a picture of the car?
Yes, ma'am.
How far do you live from each other?
I think we have about 5 or 6 homes between us.
How long have you lived there?
6 years.
And you?
5.
Never had any problem with each other before?
No.
Nasty. What kind of paint was on your car? Your paint and what other paint?
And a dark green paint.
Another dark green. Okay. What made you think, Mr. Hardy, that it was Miss Manley's car that caused the damage?
Well, on Christmas Eve, I took a walk down the street. We live on a dead-end street, so I knew if there was somebody on the street that damaged the car, there was a good possibility the car would be there. I walked down the street and saw the damaged vehicle in her carport. I knocked on her door.
Where was it damaged?
It is damaged on the front passenger side. We have the pictures.
It's on the side of the car.
Jill's car is parked on the swale with traffic. Her car was sideswiped on the driver's side, which means if a car was going down the street, most likely it would be on the passenger side damage.
What kind of car do you have?
A Lexus. I have my photos as well.
Can I see your car?
Yeah. I only have damage, a dent, 2 dents in the front side of my car. She has a swipe, and my car hit a metal dumpster at McDonald's.
Well, you don't know that. You weren't driving the car.
Yes, ma'am, that's true.
They told you that that's what happened.
Yes, ma'am, that's true.
Who was driving the car?
My uncle Patrick.
You were with Patrick?
Yes.
Had you borrowed the car?
Yes.
When?
My mom had given it to us a couple days before Christmas to go to McDonald's because she was cooking.
So on the same date that Miss Connor's car was damaged?
I'm not positive.
Well, that's what it is. A couple of days before Christmas. Christmas comes the same time every year.
Thursday night.
That's December 25th.
It was at nighttime I gave him the car.
She said a couple of days before Christmas, which would have been the time that this happened. Whitney, when you came home, did you immediately tell your mother that you had been in an accident?
No, I didn't.
Did your uncle?
No, he didn't.
Why not?
Because we were afraid that we wouldn't get our Christmas gift since it was right before Christmas. And we didn't want to upset her.
So how did you hide the car?
Well, at the time, my mom was driving my grandmother's new Dodge Ram truck. So the car was parked in the carport, and she doesn't usually have no reason to go on the side of the house, and she hasn't seen it.
So you concealed the fact that you were in this accident. Who owned the dumpster?
McDonald's.
Did you tell them that you hit their dumpster?
No, ma'am.
And how did that happen that the car hit the dumpster?
Well, as we were driving to the drive-in, we were arguing over the radio station, and he was like slapping my hand away from the radio station so I wouldn't change it. And I grabbed the wheel, and the car kind of swerved and hit the dumpster.
Now, let's leave that for a moment. When you approached Miss Manley, what did she say?
I knocked at the front door. I asked her, had her car been in an accident with my car on the street? She told me she had not driven the car in 4 days. I knew nothing about it. I asked her to come outside and look at her car.
Was she surprised?
Oh, she was very surprised to see the damage on her car. Called Whitney to the carport door. She asked Whitney if Whitney had driven the vehicle. Whitney said yes, she had driven the vehicle.
That's not true.
Don't
That's not true.
Don't speak.
Sorry.
And that she had sideswiped my girlfriend's car on her way
That
to
is not
McDonald's.
Listen to me.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's not true. Okay.
What do you think? I don't hear? I heard what you said, and I told you to be quiet. You're going to have an opportunity to respond to him. Go ahead.
Whitney said yes, she had driven the car. She had hit Jill's car on the way to McDonald's. Stated that she was putting on her seatbelt at the time of the accident and had just swerved over and rubbed the car and was afraid to tell anybody.
Whitney doesn't even know how to drive.
Listen to me. It's my job to figure out who's telling the truth and who's not. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what did you do?
I told her that I would like to call the police. Patrice said this is not a good idea to call the police because Whitney is not covered by her auto insurance, and she would be more than happy to just pay for the damages if I brought her an estimate. She wrote down her name and phone number.
Let me see it, please.
I left that on the door.
Listen to me. When it's your turn, you will speak.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is her handwriting.
Yes, ma'am.
And you wrote down your name and phone number.
Yes.
And put it on his door.
Yes.
For what reason?
Because I had to talk with her on what happened because she never said anything when he came. He asked her, I asked did she know about an accident to her car. Whitney said no. Okay, after that point, she didn't say anything else. So therefore, while he was there, if I was going to write down all that information, I would have given him my insurance and other papers.
No, that's not true, madam.
Why?
You usually don't get an opportunity for me to answer your questions, but I'm going to do it for you because you seem to be speaking out of turn. And maybe if I explain to you why you would give him your phone number instead of your insurance information, you will understand. Because what he says is that your daughter said, yes, she drove the car, she had an accident, which sounds right to me, that you said, don't call the police because my insurance isn't going to cover her because she's only 15. Give me an estimate and we'll pay for it. And you gave him your phone number. That's a logical explanation. Now, say nothing, because I've answered you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
As I went to the car, he started calling me all these words. He kicked the car door, and he said I messed with the wrong cracker.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Greg Hardy and his girlfriend Jill Connor say their neighbor, 15-year-old Whitney Manley, sideswiped their car. The couple also claims Whitney's mother, Patrice Manley, ran over Greg's bicycle.
You gave her the estimate, and what happened?
She said that the estimate is too much and that she wasn't going to pay for it, and she told me do what I have to do, and that was it.
Did she come to your house with an estimate?
Yes, she came to my house.
Right.
She said she knew it was me. Sorry.
That's all. There would have been no reason for you to go to her house with an estimate unless she had said to you, bring me an estimate. Right?
Right.
If her daughter had denied hitting your car and having an uncle hit some trash bin on the same day, there would have been no reason for you, unless you're psychotic, to bring her an estimate, right?
Right.
Now let us hop over to what you did later on the bike.
Sunday, we believe January 9th, she brought the estimate down to Patrice. Patrice said she was not going to pay for it. It was too much money. Do what we have to do. We called the police officers back down because we have a hit-and-run report from the first incident.
I'd like to see it, please.
The officer went down there, spoke with Patrice, stated that since she agreed to pay for it...
Don't tell me what the officer said.
That's true.
Okay.
No, that's hearsay. I just want to see whether the report was made on the 23rd.
When they went to McDonald's, it was on the 23rd that evening.
Let me explain something to you, madam. I don't believe your daughter. I don't believe your daughter didn't drive the car and hit Jill's car. I believe that that's exactly what she did. And I believe that she acknowledged that the day that he... Listen to me. I believe she acknowledged that to him.
She did.
And I believe the story that she's telling me now with hitting a dumpster in a McDonald's parking lot is a whole lot of who shot John. Because coincidences sometimes happen in this world. But if there's a more logical basis for what happened, I usually go with the logic rather than the serendipity. Let's move on to the bicycle, sir.
We needed to have our license tag number because we reported to Jill's insurance agency. They needed to have the license tag or some information of Patrice to do a follow-up case. Patrice's car disappears for a length of time. I go for a bike ride on January 20th, the morning. I see Patrice parking in
across the street.
A field adjacent to her house.
Listen to me. I don't want to hear an echo.
Okay.
She's parked in a field, catty corner to her home. I notice that she is running across the street to her door. I pedaled down the road. I stopped in the street. I said, Patrice, are you not paying for Jill's damages to the car? And Patrice stated, no, she will not pay for the damages.
Are those the words that were used?
At that time, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Then I went over to her car, which was in the field, called Jill at work.
Who owns the field?
It's Broward County public property.
Okay.
Went to the car, called Jill and gave her the auto tag. Patrice was coming back to her car. Then we had a little bit of an altercation.
Was the damage still on the car?
Yes.
Tell me about the altercation.
Basically, we argued about who's going to pay for the car and why she's denying.
What did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
I stated that I can't believe she's not paying for the car. To do such damage while living in the same neighborhood is ridiculous to me. Why would a neighbor act like this? And I told her she was a liar, and she got into her car.
What did she say to you?
I don't remember her exact words, Your Honor.
Did you call her any names?
I called her a liar.
Other than that?
I called her a B word.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
Well, you know, when I ask you what the altercation was, and if what you're going to give me is oatmeal, then I'm not going to believe you.
Well,
do you understand?
Right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Greg Hardy and his girlfriend say their neighbor, 15-year-old Whitney Manley, sideswiped their car. Greg says, on a separate occasion, Whitney's mother, Patrice Manley, ran over his bicycle.
Did she say anything to you?
She made comments back to me. I don't really know what she said, to be honest.
Do you remember what you said to him?
When I came out from the house, he was on the back of the car on the phone. He had his dog with him, a bulldog this big, while he was on the bike. As he was talking, I did not say anything. As I went to the car, he started calling me a black, all these words. And I didn't say anything to him because I didn't get upset. I just didn't say nothing. I got in the car and I rolled down the window. He came next on the driver's side. He kicked the car door and he said, I messed with the wrong cracker. I then asked him, what is a cracker? He said, I'm going to get you. He proceeded with the dog, he hopped on the bike, and he proceeded to the street. As I'm driving off, he's in front of my car, would not let me pass. I went around him to not hit him or anything. I went around him. As I went around him, I don't know if the dog stopped or the bike stopped, whatever stopped, but his wheel was under my car because he was still trying to get in front of my car. And then as soon as that happened, when my back tire hit his back tire, he fell off the bike, and I stopped right there. I didn't move, left it as is. He said, I got you now. I got you now. So I didn't say anything. I said, no, I got a good Negro lawyer, is what I told him. So he then picked up the phone and called the police. I, as well, called the police. 2 police came out to the scene, as well as the paramedics.
Can I see the police report on that, please?
Yes. On the last page is...
Shh. Were you taken by ambulance from the scene?
Yes, I was.
At his request.
Shh. What difference does that make?
Because there was nothing wrong with him.
Well, how do I know that? I'd like to see the medical report. Is this your injury on your ankle?
Yes.
Looks like it got caught in the spokes of the bicycle.
The front crankshaft, yes.
So now I have a few questions for you, Mr. Hardy. Why did you pull out your bicycle at the same time that she was pulling out her car?
I was on the driver's side door when we were arguing.
Yes.
And then she had not yet started the car, or maybe she had just started the car. I have to go up the street. It's a dead-end road. I have to go forward. We're both have to go forward.
Well, I understand that, but
I
you
go
both...
first.
Listen to me.
Okay.
My friend, you don't have to go forward at the same time. You've just had an altercation with a woman who was in a car that weighs 3,000 pounds. It would seem to me prudent to hang back in the field that is the property of Broward County, play with your dog for 15 minutes while Miss Manley leaves. You've already gotten the information that you wanted, so there's no need to have any further interaction with her. Is that a fair statement?
That's correct.
Unless you wanted to bug her, which you might be able to do if you drove in front of her car with your dog at your side, so she would be going at 5 miles an hour instead of 25 miles an hour until she got to a place where she could turn off. Is that a possibility?
It is a possibility.
Right. So you could have avoided this whole part of the conflict if you just stayed back and played with, what's your dog's name?
Indy.
Indy, in the field for a couple of minutes. Why did you do that?
Well, I didn't expect her to run me over in a car, and I was going to the bike path, which is just right past the bushes, so I can get onto the next street. I was already in motion first. I did not expect her to hit me with the car. She came up from behind me after I was already riding down the street.
Well, Mr. Hardy, I don't buy it.
Okay.
The alternative was for her to stop her car and just wait for you to get to where you wanted to go. You could have done that, right? Said, listen, this guy is behaving like a big baby, and he's just trying to get my goat, and I'm going to turn off my car and wait 5 minutes for him to disappear. But you both got a little bit hot under the collar, and your bicycle went over, and the dog, according to you, pulled you over, and that's how you got hurt.
No, the dog pulled me to the right. The police officer stated that my bicycle was left in the middle of the street, and that is why they didn't deem her a ticket on the accident.
They sure didn't, according to the police officers. According to the police officer's report, police officer says, based upon the position...
officers. It was 2.
What word didn't you understand? Don't talk. It's not a tea party. Do I give you an opportunity to tell your side of the story?
But I didn't finish.
You may not have finished, madam, but I'm getting the information that I need. And so far, with regard to this aspect, you don't seem to be losing. With regard to whether your daughter hit Jill's car, you lost there. Because your daughter drove your car, didn't tell you, and hit her car. And if you believe her that she didn't do it, that's your problem. So you're going to pay for the damage to Jill's car. But Mr. Hardy's going to pay for his own stupidity and not waiting in the field with his dog until you took off, because I think what he was trying to do was just annoy you. You understand that, Mr. Hardy?
Well, I don't understand.
You understand. I'm glad you understand. You may not agree with me. That's your prerogative. That's your prerogative. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not here. It's not American Idol. It's not a popularity contest. I listen to what, to me, is common sense. It is not common sense that your girlfriend's car was damaged on the same date as she had control of her mother's car. Her mother's car came up dented with a baloney story about hitting something in McDonald's that they didn't report to McDonald's. That doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense that you just happened to get in motion first and felt as if you had to leave the property first while this 3,000-pound car is following you. That doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's usually not true. Let me see an estimate for your car, Jill. Is your car fixed yet? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,173. That's all. Step out.
Step out. Bent versus Richardson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mrs. Bent, the defendant is your brother?
Yes.
And your wife?
Yes.
This is your husband?
Yes.
According to what I've read, you were living in a house that you owned.
Yes.
And you were moving to a new house.
Yes.
You and your brother made an arrangement where they signed a lease to move into your old house.
Right.
With his family. You were expecting your first child.
Yeah.
When was that lease signed?
Lease was signed on the 15th of June.
And when were you supposed to move in?
The 16th of June.
And what was the rent?
Rent is $550.
Can I see the lease, please? So you really rented this home with an option to buy it?
Right.
Did you, in fact, deliver the $750 security deposit?
Yes, I did.
Is that correct?
Yes, you did.
And you moved in when, sir?
I did move in on the 17th of June.
Is that correct?
No, he actually did move in the 16th that afternoon.
Doesn't make any difference, but the problem arose that the home that you were going to move into somehow fell through.
Yes, it did.
So that you said, fine, I signed this lease, I took you $750, but we're staying with you.
Well, that's not the way it went, but...
No, that's what happened.
Yes.
You didn't move out.
Right.
They moved in. You were supposed to move out by the end of the month.
Yes.
And you never moved out.
Right.
And you want them to pay rent.
Yes.
They did, in fact, pay rent in addition to the $750. For how many months?
He paid for July, and he paid the first half of August.
Are you still living there?
Yes.
Are you still living there?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. You have to move out.
We own the house.
Not for the next year, you don't. You leased your apartment to these people for 1 year.
Yes, Your Honor.
In consideration of that, they moved in, paid you a security deposit.
Yes.
I assume that you wanted this lease in writing?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
You insisted on that?
Yes.
So you wanted everything strictly legal?
Yes, we did.
You gotta move out.
They haven't followed any of the lease
You
law.
gotta move out. I know you think that that's funny.
No, I think
you
it's
want
crazy.
him to pay rent.
He hasn't paid. He stopped paying.
Let me explain something to you.
Okay.
He's absolutely right. The fact that he paid rent for the entire month of July and gave you any money at all for September is terrific. He's a wonderful sport.
Not.
You got to move out and find a place to live. Unless you want to pay him out and say, listen, we have a real problem here. I'll give you $2,500 to go move someplace because we have no place to go now. But other than that, you have to move.
Your Honor, he has violated that lease over and over again.
No.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
want to stay in your house.
Well, no, we didn't. The house that we actually tried to purchase another house.
Yeah.
Not just the one that was the original house that we were going to purchase. And that house, because of what they had done to us, that whole thing also fell through.
What do you mean what they did to you?
correct.
What, like, what did they do to you?
First of all, his cat destroyed my home.
Oh, he didn't destroy your home. I read that.
Yes,
I read
he
that
did.
nonsense.
He did. I have
Go ahead.
pictures. He destroyed the home.
Go ahead.
He called the police on me and tried to have me arrested for assault and told the police that he was going to have my call protective services to have my children taken from me, and he threatened my children.
That's not correct.
Just a second. What does that have to do with buying a second house?
Because what I'm saying is all the different things that were going on, they weren't paying the rent that they agreed to pay.
You were living in their home, madam. I
It's
never
our
heard of such a thing.
It's our home. It's in our
No, it's
name.
not your home. That's what you don't seem to understand. It's not your home until June 16th, 2001. Then it becomes your home again.
It also states in the lease that if he violated anything that we agreed to in writing, that lease would become null and
You
void.
breached the lease the moment you stayed 1 hour beyond June 30th. You breached the lease. I never heard of such a thing. I mean, I've lived in lots of apartments. Leased apartments, right? Have you leased a lot of apartments?
A lot of apartments.
A lot of apartments? Did you ever move into an apartment with the previous tenant?
No.
It's not an apartment, it's a house, but he
It doesn't make
broke
any
it, too.
difference whether it's an apartment, a house, a co-op, a condominium. You own it,
Yes.
but you have given up, pursuant to this lease, your right to occupy it for 1 year.
But, Your Honor, the house is not paid for, and the house is also in pre-foreclosure because they have not paid. So
They're not
they're gonna
supposed to
take
pay
the
rent.
house.
You pay rent.
He's not.
No,
keeping
listen to
his
me.
rent.
You pay the rent.
And we have.
Good. Then why should your house be in foreclosure?
Because he wasn't paying on the schedule that we agreed to. He didn't pay because he moved into our home without a job. When he moved into our home, he
That's
didn't even
not
have
correct.
a job.
That is not
yes,
correct.
it is. I
Hey,
talked
Miss
to his
Bent.
boss.
No, it is
Miss
not.
Bent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's get it together. You breached the lease because of circumstances perhaps beyond your control,
Yes,
because
it
you
was.
lost your house. But you can't expect him to pay rent on an entire house, which is what you're looking for, when he doesn't have the use of an entire house.
But, Your Honor, he does have use of the entire house. The thing is,
No,
him and
I
his
don't.
wife, look, yes, you do. Him and his wife and his baby, we've inconvenienced ourselves. We took our children and put them all in one room, him and his wife, and he told us
That's
they didn't
his
have
room.
anything.
No,
Right,
that's
yes,
his
and that's
room.
what I'm saying. It is his room, but he also has use of the whole house. He can cook and clean and do whatever, but, excuse me, he doesn't clean, so I take that back. He cooks, he has
Okay.
use of everything else. They haven't, and it also states in there that he's supposed to mow the lawn and all of that. My husband does that once a week. He doesn't do anything.
You live there.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
So
you're
does he.
not, listen to me. You're not getting it. You're not supposed to be there. You have to move out, if that's what they want. He paid rent, full rent, according to you, for the entire month of July. He also gave you $750 for security deposit.
Which is non-refundable, and he signed that. It does state.
Oh,
that on
he's
the
gonna
first
get it
page.
back.
It states that on the
Oh,
first
no, he's
page.
going to get it back.
Well, what about the damage that he's done? The
I'm
house
not
cannot-
interested.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The cat was urinating on things, tearing up the furniture, tore up the wall, tore up the door. Yes, he did.
And later today,
Well, I paid half of it.
Why should she be responsible for $1?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janine and Anthony Bent are suing Janine's brother, Gerard Richardson, and his wife, Maria, for not paying rent.
I believe that this cat baloney is just a lot of baloney.
No, ma'am, it's not. We have pictures of the house that has been done, and they knew this. We asked them when they first moved in, the lease clearly states no pets. They said, we have a cat. We said, you can bring the cat if you're going to clean up after the cat. They never did. We got into it because the cat litter hadn't been changed. The cat was urinating on things, tearing up the furniture, tore up the wall, tore up the door. Yes, he did. I have pictures of that. He tore that up.
Show me.
I sure will.
Show me. I just want to see the cat tearing up the door and tearing up the walls. And then we'll proceed from there. I don't see any walls here. I see scratches on the door. Is that what you're showing me?
Yes, and it was not like that before.
Baloney.
And this
Next.
too, which
And he
can't
broke
be
a picture.
replaced.
What else?
Also, he called the police on me and tried to have me arrested
Because
for assault. I didn't do anything. What happened was I talked to him. I told him, I said, you know, the cat has destroyed this. This belonged to Grandma. You know, she's gone now. We can't replace this.
So what?
It means something to me. And his wife was like, well, if it was important to you, you should have put it up. No, your cat destroyed
your lawsuit is dismissed for the following reason. You signed a lease. You became a landlord. You cannot live in property that you signed your rights away to for 1 year because you have a problem. You could have done several things. You could have taken your family and moved to another apartment. You could have said to your brother, I'm sorry it didn't work out. I will buy you out of your lease. You can say to him, I'll give you your moving expenses. You did none of those things. You just decided that you were all going to live together.
No, ma'am. We wanted to leave. We wanted to leave.
And you should have left.
Not. We could not. We tried to purchase another home. We just didn't have the money at that point.
She ain't getting it. She ain't getting it. Your lawsuit is dismissed. Now let's get to your counterclaim. You have a counterclaim. You want your security deposit back. Done. $750. You want your rent back, right?
Yes.
Done. Now, the reason I'm giving you this money on your counterclaim is she ain't moving. You understand that?
I understand.
So you should have a little bit of money, which is what she should have done at the beginning, because she's not moving. She doesn't get it. And I can explain to her 4 times. She still doesn't get it. She said, but it's my house. And I want to move, but I can't move. Lease means you move. You paid $750 deposit. You paid $550 in July?
Yes. And then it was $200 for the first half of August that I paid her.
Fine. So, on your claim for past rent, that claim is dismissed. On your counterclaim, I'm awarding you $1,500 for the breach of the lease. That's all.
All right, is excused. You may step out.
He's destroyed my home. He's put my whole house in chaos, and he gets awarded a judgment. His stuff is going out. When we get back, it's out.
She's got to be out of her mind to think that I'm going to pay for her family to live in a house that she was supposed to sell to me.
And now the next case.
All parties on Dennis versus Franklin. Step forward, please.
52-year-old company owner Tanya Dennis is suing her son's friend, 24-year-old salesman Michael Franklin, for expenses involving a botched car lease.
Miss Dennis.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant, according to you, was a friend of your son's, who even at one point you were allowed to live in your home. Is that right?
That's correct. He still lives there, Your Honor.
Still lives there?
Yes, he does.
We'll get to why in a minute. According to your complaint, there came a time when he wanted to buy a car. He asked you to co-sign. You must not have taken your smart pills that day. You agreed. Through some fluke in the paperwork, the car dealership did some sort of a bait and switch with the car papers. You turned out to be the primary.
That's correct.
On this car. The car was in your name.
That's correct.
But he drove the car.
That's correct.
There was some lawsuit involving this bait and switch with the paperwork. You won that lawsuit, and the car was eventually taken out of your name. But before the car was taken out of your name, the defendant racked up a whole bunch of parking tickets, let the insurance lapse on the car, which you paid for, had an accident with the car, and also you were notified that they were going to repossess the car that was in your name, so you made up the car payments so that they wouldn't repossess the car. So far correct?
So far correct, Your Honor.
Best as I can put together, the defense to this case is, he says you were both losers.
Definitely. Basically, she went to court because of their mishaps and their bad contracts. It set us far behind on payments, as well as...
So set who far behind?
Me and Melissa originally
Who's
were
Melissa?
my ex-girlfriend, who's no longer in my life.
Who has the car?
I won the case and had them take the car back because I charged them with fraud. They did take the car back, so that's gone.
Oh, so the car is gone.
Yes.
Why is he still living in your house?
Because he lost his job, that's how he got behind in his car payments. And I figured that when he got a job, if he didn't have to pay rent, he could pay me back the debt.
Right, but then I got put out before I can even settle into my job.
Put out where?
I was living there, and while I was busy working on a project, I was told that I needed to come and pick up my stuff because I hadn't been home in maybe a week and a half. When I went to go and pick up my mail actually was a suit paper.
That she filed?
Right.
When
and
was
she
that?
told me that she was just
And when
doing
was
this
that?
to protect herself. This was a matter of 3 months ago.
So when did you move back into the house?
Maybe like 4 days after I went to her, and I told her, I said that I always try to assume responsibility. Before I took care of some tickets, I gave her money. She went and paid some of those tickets as well.
But you got a lot more tickets.
Yeah, there was a lot of tickets.
Well, why'd you get so many tickets, Mr. Franklin?
San Francisco gives a high rate of tickets, and I had tickets that I didn't even know about accumulating and piling up.
What do you mean you didn't know about them?
Well, sometimes you get tickets, and when you get there, they're not on your car.
Yeah, everybody tells me that, but not all those tickets, Mr. Franklin. Not $1,500 worth of tickets. They didn't all get lost.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm absolutely dying of curiosity. Why is he living in your house again?
That's a good question.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tanya Dennis says her son's friend, Michael Franklin, owes her for a botched car lease.
Who was supposed to pay that?
I was.
But you didn't.
Well, I paid half of it.
Why should she be responsible for $1?
Well, she wasn't supposed to be responsible.
But she has to be. Her name is on the car.
Yeah, but she wasn't supposed to be primary. She was supposed to be co-signer, which meant that we were supposed to receive everything.
Okay, so you're both losers because it's all the car dealership's fault. All right, now let's get to the insurance. You let your insurance lapse. Why?
It fell behind a month because I lost my job.
So you were driving the car without insurance, knowing that she was the primary.
What it was is Miss Melissa, right? She was the original person, and it was Melissa.
Just a second. She wasn't the friend of Melissa. She was your friend.
Right.
If Melissa came to her and said to her, would you co-sign a loan for me, do you think she would have done it?
No.
She came and co-signed the loan because of you.
Right.
Yeah. Now tell me about the accident.
Well, technically it wasn't my fault, but it ended up...
let's start out with the not technically, sir. Was Melissa driving the car at the time of the accident?
No, she wasn't. We were no
Were
longer
you
together.
driving the car at the time of the accident? And who paid to have the car fixed?
Miss Dennis.
Why do you think she should do that?
She did that because she was in the primary position in all levels, and she had to protect her butt. But I was in a position where I was going to be able to pay it, but I got kicked out. And because I got kicked out, I had to fend for myself. I have a little girl that just was born, and I had to survive. I couldn't be just sleeping on the street.
So why didn't you put the car in a garage? Or you could have sold the car.
I needed a job, and in order to work, I needed transportation.
Why is that her problem?
It's not her problem.
But you made it her problem.
But it wasn't on purpose.
Oh, all right. I'm going to take care of this case, but I'm absolutely dying of curiosity. Why is he living in your house again?
That's a good question. I gave him 30 days notice, which is 2 days from now, and I know he still doesn't have any money. And I'm a Christian. I just can't do it.
Where's your son?
My son is at home also. They stay in my back rec room.
What does your son do for a living?
He goes to college, and he's a music engineer.
What kind of work does the defendant do?
He, right now, is signing up people for long distance, and he's a rap star, a rap artist.
Does he work with your son?
Yes, he does.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What prompted you to file the small claims suit when you filed it? How long ago was that?
I filed it, I believe, about 3 months ago, and I went to court, and as the judge tallied up everything, the tickets kept coming in. At first, I sued for $3,500, and he said, I can give you the $3,500, or I can set it aside without prejudice, and you can come back, because by that time, it was up to $4,500. I refiled, and with the increased amount.
When did you refile?
I refiled, I guess, about 2-3 weeks ago.
Let me see the date of your filing.
I didn't bring the papers from that court. The only papers I have, court-wise, is my litigation.
Let me see it.
I charged them with fraud and breach of contract.
How much did you collect?
I settled out of court. They took the car back, and I had to make the car payment for that month.
But no other damages?
No, none.
Judge Judy?
Yes?
I really don't feel that I should owe her this money because she picked it up.
No, I don't think you should owe her this money either. I don't think you owe her any money. I think that you sued the wrong defendant, madam. I don't see his name on the papers. I see Melissa's, Miss Dennis. The reason you're suing him is because he's in closer proximity to you?
That's not true.
I don't see his name anywhere here.
They wouldn't put him on the contract because his credit was so bad. So Melissa was supposed to buy the car for him, and they were going to make me the co-signer.
That's what you understood?
Right.
Even when you were there?
Right. No, well, no.
No, even when you were there?
They made when I went there, I thought that Michael was going to be
Get out
the
of
primary.
here, Miss Dennis. You're trying to pull the wool over
No,
my
I'm
eyes, madam. And I guarantee you're not going to do it. Your case
Judge
against
Judy,
this
may I
defendant
say-
is dismissed. You want to file against Melissa? You go and do it. That's all.
And in the matter of Blaylock versus Jackson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Blaylock, according to your complaint, you were driving your car. The defendant was a pedestrian. Did you know him from before this incident?
No, I didn't.
Had you ever seen him before?
No, I didn't.
You were driving your car. According to you, the defendant came up to your car, broke your car window, causing glass to go in your face. You wanted to pay for the car window as well as for a rental car that you had to rent while your car was being fixed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and where did this happen?
On the north side of town in Jacksonville, Florida.
Tell me what kind of roadway that is. Is it a two-lane roadway? Is it 4 lanes?
It's a 2-lane road in a residential area.
1 lane in each direction?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, basically I was going down the road, and it's like a 30-mile-per-hour road. So I was driving, and I saw him approaching, coming across the street. And he really wasn't paying attention, so I kind of slowed down. I tooted my horn, and I pointed, you know, to the direction of the sidewalk, like requesting him to go to the sidewalk. So he said something, but I really couldn't hear him because my windows was up. So he kept walking or whatever in front of my car.
What do you mean he kept walking in front of your car? Was he going from one side of the street to the other?
He was steadily walking ahead. He began to walk ahead.
You mean in the street where the cars go?
Yes.
So was he walking in the same direction you were?
Yes.
So he's walking in the same direction you were, but he's walking in the street where the single lane of cars going in one direction had to go, and he was walking. Okay, how much in the street was he?
I guess 3 to 4 feet in the street.
Okay, and he was walking in the same direction as your car?
Yes.
You tooted the horn. Did he turn around when you tooted the horn?
Yes, he did. So I rolled my window down, and I was like, could you get out of the street? So he began to curse, and I'm a pedestrian, I don't have to move, or whatever other words he was saying. But I was saying, well, you still need to get out of the street. So it was a verbal, you know, confrontation. So then a school bus came. So the school bus, because I was gonna go around him instead of driving my car on the side, you know, on the sidewalk and the grass, the school bus came. So the school bus stopped. The kids got off of the bus, so that he was still in the middle of the street doing this process. So then kids began to walk through. He was still acting irate and cursing. So then that made where I couldn't even go around because the kids had came to a complete stop watching him. So I was, after the kids that were walking, you know, towards the apartment complex, after that area was clear, I was gonna go in the grass and go around him. So I rolled my window back up, I rolled to the side, he began to approach my car. So I couldn't just speed, you know, in that area because of the kids that were walking, and he was up to my car cursing. But as he is cursing, I'm not even really looking at him, I'm trying to hurry up and get away from him, but I didn't want to hit a child. All of a sudden, he bust my window with his hand.
Which window did he bust?
He bust my driver's side window. So I grabbed my cellular phone. I said, now I'm calling the police. So he was cursing. So after, you know, everything was clear, I just went ahead and went. You know, blowed my horn, move, and I went because I didn't want him to further put his hands on me. As I turned the corner, I was calling the police, but the police was already coming. I flagged him down and told him that a person I didn't know had just struck my window, broke it, and struck me. When the police followed me back to the complex, Mr. Jackson was nowhere in sight. We found Mr. Jackson in the back of the apartment complex around other people, and he was just stating that I ran over his feet, his arm was bleeding. He said I ran over his arm, so the officer was ready to take me to jail. It was my word against his. The rescue came, and the rescue began to pick glass out of his arm. So then the officer was like, well, how did, she run over your feet? I see no tire marks. How did she run over your arm? I see no, where's the glass coming from? So he just went on, and the officer told me to be quiet and had me step to the side. So I really couldn't say whatever else he was saying.
Let me see the police report. You were not cited, Miss Baylock, is that right?
Both of us were giving, in my city, we get yellow cards to go downtown to the state attorney's office. At the beginning, I was given the card because I was the suspect, but after the rescue came and was picking glass out of his arm, he became a suspect also.
But nothing happened with either one of those cards?
Yes.
What happened with it?
Okay. I went to the state attorney's office to file my complaint because I didn't know him. And, I just wanted to feel safe. I didn't know this man. I don't know, what type of person he was. Okay, we had mediation. He made threats during the mediation, stated to me that he was going to sue me, made other threats stating that when he got through with me, I would be nobody, I would be nothing.
So what happened with that mediation?
Okay, they closed the mediation because he was very irate, and the person that was doing the mediation was like an older type senior citizen type person, and he was hollering too much and the man couldn't speak over him, so we were supposed to be back down there. I received letters in the mail that he was suing me from my insurance company, and then I had several...
Do you have a lawsuit pending against her?
I have the paperwork
Just
right
a second.
here.
I'd like to see that too. So you don't have a lawsuit pending against her?
No, ma'am.
Did you file a claim with her insurance?
I had not filed a formal claim with her insurance company. What I had done was I had consulted a lawyer who put in a request to her insurance company about this situation at hand, and that's as far as it went.
Okay, so your lawyer sent a letter and the insurance company sent a letter that they were not accepting your claim because they say based on information that they have that you intentionally put your arm through a window. Now I'm going to look through the police report. Okay. Let me hear your version of these events, Mr. Jackson.
Yes, ma'am. On the morning, well, on the day that this thing occurred, I was crossing the street. I just stopped some kids from fighting. This was a school zone, total school zone. There's a big school there. I crossed the street. I'm on the sidewalk walking down the street. I'm going to visit my son at his mom's house. All of a sudden, she pulls up on the side of me, blowing her horn erratically and waving her hands. Then she rolls her window down and begins yelling and screaming and cursing at me. I asked her one time, I said, "Who are you and what do you want?"
She's in her car on the street.
Yes, ma'am. And I tell her, I said, "What is it that you want from me? I don't even know you." At that time, she says, "Don't worry about it." And she speeds off. I kept walking down towards the entrance of these apartments. I didn't think anything else about her at this moment. I'm walking with a bunch of kids around me. Like I say, it's in the school zone, and the kids are just out of school. Right at the moment when I go inside of the gate of these apartments, all of a sudden I hear a car pull up behind me, and the tires are like dragging. At that time, she rolls her window down and yells at me, "Was there something that you want to say to me? So-and-so and so-and-so," just cursing me all out. I looked at her again, and I go, "I can't believe that you came back. What is it that you want? Who are you? I don't even know you." She said, "I should have ran you over before, and I will run you over now." So she backs her car up a little bit, cuts the wheels, and runs over me. At that time, when she hit me, the side of her car spent me around, and my arm went through her window, causing the window to break. I left there and went running through the apartments to go and try to get some help.
So according to your statement, Mr. Jackson, this person that you didn't know at all
Yes, ma'am.
was driving down the street.
Yes, ma'am, pretty much.
And for no earthly reason whatsoever, stopped her car at some point
ma'am.
to verbally berate you and then assault you. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jackson, she doesn't appear to me to be psychotic. She was coming from work, which I assume means that she wasn't drunk. Now, I want you to hold out your arm, sir, and show me where the glass was on your arm.
Where the glass was?
Yes.
It was around my
elbow.
Right.
Okay. And so you're telling me that she ran over your feet
She ran over my feet, yes ma'am.
Which the police say they saw no indication of tire marks or anything else on your shoes. I just don't understand how, if she ran over your feet, your elbow was injured.
It wasn't like that at all, Your Honor.
How was it, Mr. Jackson?
She pulled up behind me in the driveway of this apartment.
Yes.
She backed up, and when she ran over me, the side of her car mirror hit me and spent me around. Then she backed up across the street and tried to run over me again.
It's getting better. Do you have a hospital report, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see it, please?
I've also had pictures.
I'm looking through these papers because you say that you were hit on the side by her mirror. There is no indication in the hospital chart of any bruise on your side, sir.
They didn't have any bruises on my feet either, Your Honor.
That's right,
But
they
I
didn't.
still got ran over by them.
I'm telling you, they have absolutely no bruises on your feet, none whatsoever.
They gave me x-rays at the hospital stating that none of my bones were broken, but my feet were swollen.
Oh, let's see if they say that. Did they say that anywhere in the hospital records?
They got it documented
Let's
on
see. The laceration was in your elbow.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see anything about swollen feet. Didn't say you could...
It should be in there.
Well, I don't see it, sir. Now, the only other thing I have to ask you, Ms. Baylock, is, am I correct that at one point you actually drove your car up on the sidewalk?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you do that?
Because I was scared of him.
It's dangerous, Ms. Baylock, to go
It was
up
dangerous for me to be, you know, in that situation with him.
I understand that. You shouldn't have gone up on the
I
ground.
feel as though I was wrong, but I had no choice.
You
After
may-
he struck me once, I felt as though he was going to yank me out of the car or something. He was very
No.
irate.
He hadn't struck you yet when you went up on the grass. Hadn't struck you yet, according to you. You went up on the grass, and then he approached your car.
But, Your Honor, the reason why I tried to proceed to get away from him is because he was cursing and approaching my car.
Right.
I tried to get away from him before he approached my car.
She's not telling you what happened.
Cost of replacing your window is $179.75. Is that right?
Yes.
Your Honor,
Mr.
she
Jackson,
left the scene.
Mr. Jackson, she did not leave the scene. She
She
came
left
back.
the scene.
Shh. She flagged down the police and brought them back. If somebody just runs over somebody's legs, they don't do that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount
Your
of
Honor, I'm also suing him
$179.70.
for my rental car.
And I'm denying that, madam. $179.75. You can replace a window in a half a day. You shouldn't have been up on the sidewalk. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My arm, I got 36 stitches, I got 10 puncture wounds, and I'm paralyzed from my wrist down to my elbow.
He tried to sue me for over $10,000. Basically, I don't have any money for him, but he caused those injuries on his own, and that's good for him.
I want to see my medical bills paid, and I don't want to see her no more.
And now the next case.
All parties on Leyva versus Rodriguez. Step forward, please.
28-year-old bank teller supervisor Cheyenne Leyva is suing 18-year-old Gabriel Rodriguez for damage to her car caused by a water balloon.
So you're driving around in your brand new van.
Right.
How many days old is your van?
It's about a day and a half old. I got it on Thursday night, and this happened Saturday afternoon.
Brand new?
Right.
And there are a bunch of idiot teenagers that, for sport, are throwing things at cars.
Right. We were driving down the road, and we heard two loud dents, and so I stopped the car and got out of the van to see what happened. My little sister said they ran this way. They were on, there was like a low block wall and an office complex. They started running into the office complex.
How many of them?
3.
And they were apprehended.
Right. We chased them. They ran into their house. I was on the phone with the police the whole time. We waited, and the police got there. They knocked on the door. Gabe had tried to, he jumped the back fence and started to walk off, but the police went and got him.
No. You had damage to this brand new van.
Right. There was 2 dents in the side door.
And how much was the damage?
It was about $540.
Now, 2 of the young men, one paid their third in full.
Right. And the other one paid half.
and is paying slowly.
Right.
But Mr. Rodriguez over here says, I'm not paying.
Right. Well, he said he would at first, but now all of a sudden he says he's not responsible.
He says he's not paying because his balloon missed.
That's right.
And there were only 2 dents in the car.
Right.
Right? Now, what prompted you and your idiot friends to engage in this kind of conduct?
We had nothing else better to do.
Was that during the week?
It was on Saturday.
You had nothing to do on Saturday?
No, man.
Why'd you get a job?
Should do that.
What were you throwing?
We were throwing water balloons at each other for the day. And then we got tired of throwing them, so then we just lost them over the wall when we saw the car, and we hit the car.
Did you say we hit the car?
Well, there was 4 of us.
Yes.
And then when we threw it, I watched my water balloon, and mine went right over the top. And my 2 friends, there was 4 of us, and we threw 4 water balloons, and 2 out of 4 hit the car.
Okay. And you watched yours very carefully, and yours missed.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you're not responsible for the damage.
Yes.
Wrong! Let me see the estimate for the damage. Fool. An idiot. Maybe he can't find the job. 531. Make it 532, this change. Divided by 3.
$177.33.
Co-conspirators to commit the act of vandalism. That's what you were. Co-conspirators, right?
Right.
You mean because of the Earth's spin and gravity and luck, maybe your balloon didn't hit? You're not responsible?
I feel I'm not.
You still feel as if you're not?
Yeah.
Were you alone?
No, I had my little sister with me who's 13, my husband, and my baby, my 8-month-old baby, and my 4-year-old daughter.
So let's say, Mr. Rodriguez, that all you idiots threw your balloons over, a couple of them hit. The plaintiff swerves, hits a wall, and her baby is severely injured. Would you be responsible?
Yes.
Why do you think you'd be responsible if your balloon didn't hit?
Because I helped doing it.
Right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $177.33. I just wanted him to see.
Right. That's why I was so mad.
Right. He may still not see,
Probably
but maybe
not.
he does. Fool.
Yeah, definitely.
18-year-old fool, not 6 years old.
Right.
Throwing water balloons. 18 years old.
See, please.
Miss Allen, you and the defendant lived together for how long?
About 2 years.
And you have no children together?
No, we do not.
But you just resided in the same apartment?
Correct.
Okay. And according to your complaint, there came a time when Mr. Andrews had fallen behind in some child support payments to former mate, former spouse, ex-wife. He faced the potential of being incarcerated. It's sort of convoluted, but I gather that he couldn't ask his parents for money directly.
Correct.
So you made arrangements to borrow the $1,300 that he needed with the understanding and the promise to his parents that you would pay that debt back to them when you got your tax return.
Correct.
You say you got your tax return, you did pay them back the $1,300, you and the defendant went your separate ways, and you want the $1,300 back from him.
Correct.
And Mr. Andrews says that the money was joint. The money that was paid back to his parents, he acknowledges that it was paid back to his parents, but it came out of a joint account. That's your defense, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not true.
When did you go to court for child support, sir?
3 of 98.
And how much did you owe in child support?
I owed, what I needed to pay was like $1,843.
What did you owe?
$2,300. $2,300.
And what were you told if you didn't come up with $1,800?
That I could possibly go to jail.
So what did you do?
I talked with, Kim and I went over and talked with my mom and dad.
So the two of you went over together?
Absolutely. We were in my attorney's office. We went and talked to my mom and dad about borrowing the money from them. We borrowed part of the money from them. We didn't borrow all the money from them because
Borrowed
we had
$1,300.
$1,300, right?
Okay.
Right.
$1,300 from your parents.
Right.
Had you borrowed money from them before?
Yes.
Often?
Not often. My mom and dad are not big on loaning money. They like for you to kind of make your own way.
Was there any discussion at that time of when they were going to be paid back?
Yes, that would be their first question. How and when are you going to pay me back?
And what was the discussion?
The discussion was we wrote them a check for part of it. They were to cash it on a certain date, and that...
Okay, let's go back.
Okay.
This is March of '98.
Yes, ma'am.
You wrote out a check to your parents.
Yes, ma'am.
Which I assume you have.
No, I
Cancel
don't.
check?
I have no check stuff. She has all that.
You have them?
I do.
And what was the date of the first payment to his parents?
That was on March 10th.
That's when the first payment was to be made to them.
That
they
was
could cash
when-
the check.
That was when I got my taxes back and the check was sent to them.
Let me see. Are you telling me that at the time you took out this, you borrowed $1,300, you did not in fact give them a check, as Mr. Andrews says?
No, we
stated?
did not.
Partial check.
No, we
Partial
did not.
check. For how much?
It was $500 and some odd dollars because you can see I have a $1,843 payment that was made on 3 of 98 to the child support
No,
services.
listen to me, sir.
Okay.
That wasn't made to your parents. If you owed them $1,800, you borrowed $1,300 for your parents, you didn't make your parents a payment of $500. You made the government. You sent to the child collection unit $500.
No, I borrowed $1,843 from my mom and dad and sent my mom and dad a check for $500 and whatever odd dollars it was.
The check
if
that
I'm not
they
mistaken.
gave him, the pink copy at the top, is for $1,343, and that is what we borrowed from them. They had made the check out to him to pay to Alamance County Courthouse.
Right. My mom and dad gave me a check, and I went and got a counter check for it, a bank check for it.
Doesn't make any difference. They gave you $1,300. That's all. That's what they gave you. They didn't give you $1,800.
Okay.
So the $500, you didn't give them a payment for $500, which is exactly what I said, Mr. Andrews. You gave the court $1,800, $1,300 from your parents, and $500 from you.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Well, it's been so long ago. Some of these money amounts are not quite.
Well, you've been living with this situation, sir. I've only been trying to understand for 3 minutes, and I got it.
I understand.
Okay, good. I'm glad you understand. So now we're down to $1,300. Now, the $1,300 was repaid on the 10th of March.
And that was out of his account, ma'am. It was not out of a joint account. That was out of his account.
How did this $1,343 get into your account, sir?
I would assume we'd had both put it in there.
Don't assume anything. Try to remember.
I'm sure she got her tax money back, put it back in there, put it in there. She has held all my financial records. I have nothing.
I didn't hold them, ma'am.
If you look at who wrote that check, you'll see her handwriting.
No, that's yours.
Just a second.
Is it?
Joe, just a second. Oh, it's your handwriting.
It is? Okay. I haven't seen it. She kept it all.
Mr. Andrews, you said rather emphatically a moment ago that it wasn't your handwriting, that you remembered.
She usually wrote all the checks. She even wrote checks out of my account.
Do you understand what I just said
Oh,
to
I
you? You
understand.
said it's not my handwriting. She wrote the check.
Right.
That was said with a certain authority.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, so this money came out of your account just a few days later.
Right.
To pay back your parents.
Right.
It didn't come out of a joint account. It came out of your account.
Right.
Did you put the money there?
I don't know if I put any of it there, to be honest with you. It's been so long ago. I'm sure that when we talked to my mom and dad, we had a method of paying them back, and the method was...
Well, the method of paying them back was...
Tax money, right, exactly.
Tax money,
exactly.
her tax money.
Right, she had definitely,
So why don't you owe her this money?
I have no idea. I don't think I owe her
said-
any money.
Well, explain that to me. I mean, your answer, Mr. Andrews, says that the money was paid from a joint... Let me
Right.
try to...
And that was best of my recollection. She's had...
That doesn't say to the best of your recollection here.
I
It
understand.
says, my parents loaned Kim and I the money to pay my child support payments.
Right.
We paid them back around a month later from our joint bank account.
This is not the first loan that Kim and I have had with my parents. And we've
This is
had
the
loans
only
with-
loan. Just a
we've
second.
had loan-
This is the only loan I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it was.
This is the only loan that's being sued for,
Right.
and your parents aren't suing you. They got their money back.
Right. Right.
So what you're telling me now, Mr. Andrews, after some dancing around, is that the money was, in fact, put in your account by the plaintiff to pay back your parents, and it was put there from her tax return.
I'm sure it was.
Good. Now, did you pay her back?
Not directly in a $1,300 check. I worked every day, check every week.
So
you know,
did
I was
I,
the
man.
breadwinner. You know.
So, no.
I brought the money
I
in the
brought home-
household.
Just a second.
She didn't want me to go to jail because she wanted to make sure somebody was there to support her.
Well, were you working during that time? Let me ask you this question, Mr. Andrews. If she was getting a tax refund, that means she was employed.
I have 2 children.
Just a second. That means she was employed
Right,
and earning money,
right.
so that you weren't supporting her.
Not totally.
Even
And
if he wasn't
certainly,
there.
sir, she had more money than you did because you fell behind in your child support payments, so you couldn't even keep up your primary obligation, which is to support your children.
Right. My actual child support was, there was an order to modify that. The original order that was put in was incorrect. I was paying for children that weren't mine, and it was overpayment, underpayment.
What do you mean you were paying for children that weren't yours?
The first order that I had was for a child that wasn't mine. I was paying child support for 2 children, and I only had 1 child.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It wasn't a stranger that they picked out of a bucket and said, Mr. Andrews, you're going to pay for this child. So who is this child?
Well, actually, my wife had this child while we were still married, but it was another man's child.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kim Allen is suing former boyfriend, Thomas Andrews, for a loan to pay his child support. He says he paid it back.
Were you paying for 2 children, sir, because both of those children were receiving welfare?
No.
Well, the only way you can pay for a child that's not yours, in most jurisdictions in this country, is if you're married to their mother and you are their step-parent, and there isn't another deep pocket to go after, so they say as a step-parent you are responsible for paying support, at least to the amount that the citizens are paying for that child support.
Right.
So is this child that you say, I find this interesting, is the child that is not yours a child that is totally unknown to you?
No, not unknown to me. No,
It wasn't a stranger that they picked out of a bucket
No.
and said, Mr. Andrews, you're going to pay for this child. So who is this child?
That child was my ex-wife's child.
Right. So
Right,
you were the
exactly.
stepfather of that child.
For about 3, yes, exactly.
Right. And as the stepfather of that child, there was a time when those 2 children were receiving public assistance.
No, well, I get if yes, sure.
And therefore, the state was pursuing you for child support for both of those children. While the relationship of step-parent, stepchild existed until you were divorced.
Well, actually, my wife had this child while we were still married, but it was another man's child.
Oh, well, that makes it even more interesting. Still in all, there must have been welfare involved.
Right.
If you're going to be a good judge in the family court, you got to learn one thing. It's not like any other business. You got to follow the money.
Right.
You owe $1,300, judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, ma'am.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I lent him that money, and he promised me he'd pay me back, and it was my money to begin with because I earned it.
I do not believe I owe her any money at all. I have put money in that relationship to ends meet, and I guess hopefully this will be finished. She has been pursuing me for money, and hopefully this will be the last straw.
I called him a few times, and first time he said he had to think about it. Second time he said he wasn't going to. So that was my money, and I was going to get it.
She just keeps digging for money. I've got receipts here where she dug for money last year. Hopefully this will put a stop to it.
Girls out there, women out there, don't just give your money to any man.
Bring it to the diva of truth and justice, Judge Judy.
That's right.
And now the next case.
All parties on Seamus versus Summer. Step forward, please.
26-year-old second-grade teacher Corey Seamus is suing ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old music teacher David Sommer, for a computer and a tattoo.
Miss Seamus, were you dating the defendant for a while?
Yes, I had been.
And during that time, a sister gave him a computer. You said that you would hook up the computer or do whatever you do with computers, and while you were doing that, you broke it. Is that right?
It had crashed and some things needed to be reinstalled. It wasn't totally broken.
But that's while you were working on it.
Right.
So according to your complaint, you went out with the defendant, purchased a new computer, loaned him $400 towards a new computer. Second part of your complaint is you wanted to get tattooed. You wanted to get joint tattoos. He didn't have any money. You laid out the money. It was $600 in total, and he gave you $50 towards the purchase of a computer. Is that right?
They weren't, it wasn't joint tattoos. We were going to get them together.
Or you were going to get them at the same time. He says he never accepted any of this as a loan, but I assume that you purchased the computer because you broke the one he had, and the tattoos were a gift. Okay. Plaintiff came over and you asked her to help you, or she volunteered?
She had volunteered.
Is that right?
And he said, well, you know what you're doing, so go ahead and work on the computer.
So you did, it broke. Then what did you do?
Then we decided to take it to a computer store and see how much it would be to get the programs reinstalled that we needed to reinstall to fix it.
Okay, so far, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you both learn at the computer store?
It was going to be about as much, maybe a little bit less to get the computer fixed than to purchase a new one.
So what was the conversation?
I said, I will loan you the money and you can pay me back. The agreement was he was going to pay me back as much as he could every week, $25, $50 until it was paid off.
The computer was originally to be used in my work, my business, and that's where everything had happened. She had felt bad about breaking my computer, therefore she bought me the new computer.
Well, don't tell me what she felt. Did you have a discussion with her about payment for the computer?
No, she said, I broke your computer, so I'm going to get you a new one.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why would you indulge yourself advancing him another $200 to put him another $200 in debt to you to get something that was whimsical, like a tattoo?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Corey Seamus is suing former boyfriend David Somer for a computer and a tattoo.
Did he make any payments at all?
He made one payment of $50.
When?
Probably a week or so after it was initially purchased.
What did you give her the $50 for?
That's all I had. I figured if she's going to buy me a computer, I may as well give her what I have for it.
You sent that 2 weeks later?
No, the money I gave her was that day that we purchased the computer.
So you didn't send her anything afterwards?
No, it was that day.
That's not correct. When we went to purchase the computer, he paid $50 or $60. He put, that's what he had on him. I had paid for the rest. And then it was a week or so, a few weeks later, he gave me $50.
I wasn't working, I had no source of income. There was no way that that was possible.
He gave me $50 a couple weeks later.
What did he say when he gave you $50 a couple of weeks later?
At that point, I believe we were still dating, and he said, I have some money. He was planning on paying me back. He'd even told me he's planning on paying me back. Whenever he had a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there, he was going to pay me back.
All right, now let me hear about the tattoos.
I decided that I wanted to get one, and we decided we were going to go get one together, and he said that he was going to have the money at the end of the week.
So what did you say? So
I said, I will loan you the $200 for the tattoo. We'll get them, and you'll pay me back at the end of the week.
If you knew he had no money for a computer, why would you indulge yourself in advancing him another $200 to put him another $200 in debt to you to get something that was whimsical, like a tattoo?
Because I was afraid I'd chicken out on getting the tattoo.
Then that's what you wrote here. Then that's your problem.
But
no.
Your Honor, I also have internet messages back and forth and emails from David.
Let me see.
And you'll see on those internet messages, he says, I'm a man of my word. I hope you're recording these messages. I plan on paying you. I'm just not working.
Just a second. Could you show this to the defendant, please?
I have an extra copy. Do you want me to?
No, let him just look it over briefly. Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes, ma'am, but she also does not have, I don't have them either, but copies of harassments towards me. This was